Hey, this is Mike with Riding in the Ozarks. And in case you haven't heard, the King of the Baggers race is going to be back in 2021. Let's get into it. If you're watching this video, I would assume you know what the King of Baggers is. But just in case you don't, here's a quick recap. The King of Baggers started as an invitational race that debuted at the WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca in Monterey, California in October of 2020. It was an exciting race with Harley pit against Indian, which of course has been a huge rivalry in the bagger community the last few years. Indian has really been coming after Harley and started a campaign in 2020 called the Challenger Challenge, where they offer to let you ride a Harley Road Glide and an Indian Challenger back to back because they feel the Challenger is superior, and you'll agree too after riding them. The invitational race was in October and was won by S&S Indian's Tyler O'Hara over Vance & Hines' Harley Davidson's Hayden Gillum, with Roland Sands Designs backed Frankie Garcia finishing third on his Indian. In 2021, with a 5-round series held in conjunction with the 2021 Moto America Hono Superbike Series, the King of the Baggers race will be back. To be honest, Harley did not fare well against Indian in the 2021 Invitational. Outside of Vance & Hines taking second place, the rest of the Harley Davidsons were at least 30 seconds or more behind the third place Indian. Now, these are not stock bikes by no means, and provisional regulations have been published along with some other changes for 2021. We'll get into those details in just a few more minutes. The King of Baggers series, which adds fuel to the fire of one of the oldest rivalries in motorsports, Harley Davidson versus Indian, will begin at Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta, May 2nd. This is a 2.54 mile road course. This course hosts professional and amateur sports car and motorcycle racing and has been around since 1970. The second event will be June 13th. They will take on 14 turns over 4 miles at Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, which has hosted races since the 1950s. A month later, NASCAR will be tearing up the track at the same complex. For the third race, they return to WeatherTech Race Laguna Seca in Monterey, California on July 11th. This 2.2 mile long course with 11 turns was home of the Invitational race in 2020 and will sure to be just as exciting in 2021 as it was then. The fourth race is on the opposite side of the United States and will be at Pittsburgh International Race Complex August 15th. This facility has a 1.6 mile long north track and added a south track that will be 1.2 miles long. When combined, you have a total of 2.78 miles, and the course will have significant elevation changes. The series will conclude September 19th with the Moto America season finale at Barber Motorsports Park in Birmingham, Alabama. This track opened in 2013 and has 16 turns over 2.38 miles. This is the race that would be closest to me personally, and I would love to attend it, but it falls on the same weekend as Bike Fest, which is the largest motorcycle rally in Missouri, which will have over 100,000 bikes in attendance. Maybe we can figure out a place to meet and watch the race during the rally. That could be a lot of fun. Oh, I haven't told you yet. The series will be televised on Fox Sports. Some of the events will be live, including the series finale, and others may be delayed with the same day coverage. Another change from the 2020 season is that racing is now open to all qualified AMA license holders, with championships points being tallied at every round and a national champion crowned at the end of the season. In 2020, this was an invitational race only. Before I get into the provisional regulations that have been published, I wanted to point out that I could not find out what kind of prize money the teams may be able to earn at an event or for the championship. Obviously, there was a lot of work and expense to turn these stock bikes into lean, mean, race-ready baggers. I hope the incentive is there to foster great competition and support the expenses so that the fans can see the same level of racing as was seen in the Invitational. I was able to find out that the seasonal entry fee is $2,840 and a single event entry fee is $250. I don't know all the regulations from 2020. I know they had to keep the bike's frame and the fairing had to look like the original. I know the bags were chopped for clearance in the turns, body parts were made from carbon fiber to shave weight, and many of the bikes had over 200 pounds of weight shaved off of them. There is a link in the description below to the 2021 provisional regs, which is only about 8 pages long for those of you that want to dive deeper into the bikes and the possible modifications. I'm only going to touch on the high-level things that I felt were the most interesting. First, all years Harley FL Touring and Indian baggers or touring are eligible. No other brands are allowed apparently. Harleys can run originally equipped air-cooled V-twin engines with a max displacement of 131 cubic inches, normally aspirated. They can opt for S&S or GEM's air-cooled twin-cam engines, normally aspirated, up to 131 cubic inches also. If using forced induction, max displacement is limited to 107 cubic inches. Indians can run originally equipped water-cooled V-twins with max displacement of 112 cubic inches, normally aspirated, or they can run air-cooled with a max displacement of 131 cubic inches, normally aspirated. If using forced induction, they are allowed air-cooled V-twins with max displacement of 111 cubic inches. Minimum weight for all machines is 635 pounds. All machines must run Dunlop tires. The main frame must be the original manufactured part. Fairing and bodywork must conform in principle to the shape as originally produced by the manufacturer. So Harleys must run a batwing or a road glide fairing, and Indians must replicate the original part. This is where a lot of the carbon fiber starts to come into play. They do require saddlebags and they must conform in principle to the stock appearance, but they can be altered up to 4 inches in height from the rear axle. They also have to be functional in operation and have at least 2,200 cubic inches of volume. They must also remove the mirrors, horn, license plate bracket, and toolbox, as well as safety bars. So leave a comment and let me know, did you watch the entire 2020 race or just the highlights? Would you go to a live race in 2021? And if you're into the technical stuff, what do you think about these regulations to try and keep the playing field somewhat level? If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you do that YouTube thing, check out the content on my channel. And if you dig it, hit that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to ring that bell to be notified the next time I drop a new video. And as always, thank you for your support. Stay safe and keep on riding.